Yo, 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 yo. What's Jason Gooner? We're here again in the studio. You know what time it is, people? It's time for the EPL review show, match week 35. Yes, people, we only have 3 matches left, 3 weeks left in the Premier League. So we are getting to the finish line of the Prem. So we'll soon have to end this journey for this season. But um, look, as it says in the title, we're going to review week 35, of course. We have the prediction champ and donkey of the week that we're going to reveal as we do each and every week. And we're going to basically have a discussion about the top 5 race with 3 games to go. Try to see where we are. I had, about, I think, 2 weeks previous said the 5 teams I thought would get there in the end. We're going to see how my predictions are holding up. And of course, we have the Champions League second legs. So we're going to talk about those. I will be doing a watch along for the second leg, Arsenal versus PSG. So tune in Wednesday right here. We can watch the game. If you're not an Arsenal fan, it can be a hate along. You can laugh at me. If you are a Gunners fan, yes, strength is in numbers. So turn up so we can cheer on the team and hopefully we get through this thing, right? But big up DJ Gigs, bless up in the building, respect, and thanks for tuning in. People, you don't know we're on YouTube, so like the video, share the video, subscribe to the content, please and thanks. I'm gonna do the same right now, people. I started the show a little bit later because I was watching the Knicks game, having a good time watching the Knicks game. So yeah, that game was nice. The Knicks took the lead, 101 Boston. Yeah, so feeling good about that. Good start to the series, Yes, people, I hope everybody had a productive weekend, had some things to do, got them done, which we're always thankful for. We're back into the week, grind again. Turn my mind to NBA, though. Done with EPL, glad Knicks win. There it is. Yo, Skull. But I make up beer nice in my yard, man. I watch the game, man. I tell you the truth. Game nice, though. We're down 20. Pops message me and say, yo, man, them just need to ready up for game 2, yeah, man. And I really, my cousin Nick, the man say, yo, Knicks is a second half team, so don't be surprised they make a big run. Yeah, man, that's the truth. Charles Barkley always I say, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. And that reached Celtics tonight. Man, them missed about 53 pointer. I'm not exaggerate, 50. Yeah, people. Yeah, man. So we're going to get right into it, people. We have 10 matches to discuss. As I said, we're going to reveal the prediction champion and the donkey of the week for the week. Yeah, man. Bless up, Warren. What go on the road heading home from work? Big up. Leafs, Panthers. Yeah, the NHL playoffs are going mad too. Next bridging friend to the show, Mass Sports World. Man, I sent me a thing today. Say Charles Barkley said the NBA playoffs boring. So NHL playoffs, same thing there. I'm not reach so far yet still. Because I have on the OKC Denver game, Yes, people. I do my work, I share my video, No disrespect to all the viewers, but we need to do that, So we're going to do that real quick and then we'll get right into the show. Yes, people. While I do this, just like, share, and subscribe. That is really how you can help me the most. I don't know if you want to donate to the channel. Drop your comment in the form of a super chat. Big up Christopher Wright. Yeah, man. It happens, bro. Life happens, I know things need to be done. But anytime you miss the show, you want to take part in all the predictions and them things, just drop your comment in the comment section. You still have your name, and can go and see what go on. Denver getting murder. Yeah, them start out good, but look like OKC turn it up on them, But Jokic step on Denver, so them have a chance. Man, they're the boss. Watch out, the man not even jump and get the rebound there a while ago. What? How the man make that? Who you think I win Golden State or Timberwolves? Ooh, Red Skull. That's going to be a hell of a series. I'm telling you that. Because the same McDaniels brother there. I wonder how them going to do it. I think Edwards going to mark Jimmy Butler. I think McDaniels going to mark Curry. My brother they can play defense. But Steph is Steph. Damn, that's a tough one, Red Skull. Boy, I forgot think on that one, the Red Skull, I swear. I don't want to jump out and say which one, but before the show done, remind me that question there. I'm going to think about it some more. I have good arguments for both teams. Panthers damage Leafs goalie. Where them just skate up and knock him down. I don't know. Bless up float, what go on? Boy, float. Yeah, boy, look like you know you had this week, float. You had a good week, bro. Believe me. Soon reveal what go on though. Alright, so people, as I said before, I need to do my job. So I'm continue doing my job before I do my other job, which is bring you guys my takes on the football this week. Yes, people. I'm a slack off this weekend, people. I'm sorry to all the reggae boys, reggae girls fans, Jamaica fans in general. I did promise you guys a video about some players and what people up to. We will bring that content to your people. Just this weekend was a little bit hectic, more hectic than I thought it was gonna be. So couldn't really sort that out. But you don't know. When we have the time, we're gonna bring it to you. We have a lot of players that did some good things over the weekend. So we want to highlight it and talk about it. And we have a team coming out. So BBK Sports, respect, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the membership as well. Respect. Yeah, man. You see what I must say? Smash the like button. That is a must. That is a must. Not London forever. Float a troll, It's alright, float. I know I've been saying this for years, but I'll have my day. Believe me. At Chile. Bless up Chile. What go on? We're outside, Man City say Man City no business if it's not title race again. Them just know it's this time of the season. So at 3 points, only them say. Yo, Red Skull, said this is history, Red Skull. From me know you upon them show you, Red Skull. You have never in your life not been confident. At the first time I see you ask for God. So I know say the thing's serious for Arsenal people. Red Skull asks for God. Normally Red Skull just say, yo, no worry about nothing, Gooner. I'll shell some boy. Today, Red Skull draw for God, people. So the thing drastic. The thing drastic, man. Tell you the truth. Very, very drastic. Yes, people. Chile, yo, you know what I say, Chile, because your foundation. So you know Red Skull. Red Skull have the ultimate confidence in him side. See Red Skull and they did laugh. And I pray. Pick up yourself, Skull. Nothing wrong with prayer, You have to pray, but Skull, this a history. Normally, Skull tell me to believe and tell me I'm too nervous and Nah, man, Skull not upon that this week. Skull said, God save we, God help we. Jano, Skull. Yeah, man, I send around the thing, you know. All right, I hate that now. All right, people. So let's get right into some football, people. You know my style. I'm gonna pull up the sofa score, talk about the game. You guys feel free to join in the conversation in the comment section. I will highlight you as much as possible. You don't know it's an interactive show. The more we communicate, the better the vibe's gonna be for the show. All right, people. So yes, we have on the screen the first match of the week. This was a Friday in England. It's Friday night football, right? On our side of the world, more afternoon, you know. But this was the first game of the match week. Man City took on Wolves. Two teams going into the game on very, very good form. If you look at the recent form in the table, Wolves 4 wins going into this game. I think it was a total of 5 in a row. They were going for 6. Man City had 3 wins on the bounce going into the game. So two of the unformed teams in the Premier League at the current moment. And this game was actually a really good game. I thought that Wolves had a few spells in the game where, looking back at the game and say, oh, Wolves never score a goal. They were a bit unlucky, and I think they were a bit wasteful at other times. But I think Manchester City, while they weren't, the vintage Man City in terms of just back-to-back chance creation, really suffocating the other team, I do think that they had a good measure of control throughout the game. So they were a good value for the 3 points. Maybe they could have got another goal as well, but definitely if you watch this game, you would say, boy, Wolves probably deserve at least 1 goal, but they weren't able to get it. As you can see, Vardiol, who pretty much has been playing centre-back, and a lot of people would have thought when they bought him that eventually this would be where he would move to. Just that when he came and he played left-back and was such a revelation, they couldn't really move him. But due to Nico O'Reilly's emergence, a player that, boy, anytime, and not to divert the conversation, but I just have to talk about this. Nico O'Reilly this season breaking through. I remember when we had the U20 when John Wall was here. Anybody that's familiar with the Jamaica setup, anybody that's familiar with the Jamaica setup, they would have known that Nico O'Reilly is a name that was being floated around in those U20 teams. And a lot of times when we are linked with these players, a player like him, who is in the Manchester City system, obviously at the time wouldn't have been in the first team setup. Train with them and thing, but not getting games or anything like that. And we would say, okay, you can project that this kid is going to break through at some point. And of course, once that happens, if you're playing for Man City consistently, any England manager is going to be looking at you. And at this current point, at 20 years of age, his ceiling looks limitless, right? And I feel like with the emergence of Lewis Skelly at 18, him being 20, there's really a void right there in that position, in that style of left back, where clearly they're comfortable playing midfield as well, but they can do a job because, they have the defensive principles from playing deeper in the midfield. So Nico O'Reilly is a player that overnight is probably going to be in the thoughts of the England manager based on his consistency, for Manchester City. And, it's something that when we bring up players that are affiliated to Jamaica, and at the time, from what I gather, he would have been interested. You know what I'm saying? He would have been interested. So I don't know. I feel like this should be a lesson. Like, if we have these players of this caliber and we can get them, invited or introduced to the setup in some kind of way, even if it's at the senior level, as long as they're willing to do that, we should look into these things, because you never know around the corner what the kid's going to turn out to be. If we were saying around that time with John Wall, by next season, Nico O'Reilly has start in a Man City team, people probably say you're crazy. But this should be a lesson that we shouldn't downplay the potential of these kids that are in these setups, because you never know, injuries, form, whatever. Them get a chance, and this kid has grabbed this chance. So he's like an undroppable right now for Pep. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But I just wanted to highlight this kid because it's too long now. I haven't really mentioned him when we talk about the EPL because, this show, I don't really talk so much about the whole Jamaican things besides the players that we already know. But this is something that has been on my mind. So I wanted to talk about it right now. Bless up Tycoon, donkey of the week, Arsenal. Well, yeah, it's really donkey of the week for the people and with them predictions still. But if there was a donkey of the week for the week, sad to say it would have to be Arsenal for real. Wolves are joker. Yeah, them boy, them get goal for score. Yo. Big up Duke. Go on. EPL don't have any vibes this season. La Liga and Italy League is interesting. Yeah, that is true. You see me, I try. You see the title, it's a top 5 race because that's really the only thing that is exciting about the EPL right now. The relegation set, champion set, and we still have game of play. But yeah, I at the end of the show normally Tycoon, I check in with the other league them. So you don't know with 3 weeks to go in them league, that the same will go on yes as well. Nico Riley not only breakthrough, but it's one of the key reasons we are in. Absolutely, brother. The only thing reach him in the last game, him tired and him start make some mistake. But every game before that, bro, I might drive the team forward. It's very similar to what we see with Skelly and Arsenal. Same type of thing. Like if when Skelly play good, any spelling of the game where Skelly play good, they will create chance and things are happen. And the same thing I see with O'Reilly and City right now. Because a quota system, I think the Unity Cup should be John Wall quota system squad. Brother, we have the players, We have the players. And you always ask me, where is the list? Where is the list? Well, we're gonna see evidence. We're gonna see how much them really I take this thing serious because they play them right there in the backyard of the cup. So it don't make sense to use up most of them player them, man, and see what them have. You never know. This week was so great, minus my predictions. For real. Arsenal, Newcastle, Forest all drop points. Yep, was perfect. Was perfect. Fulham did a try to make Villa drop points, but it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, so let me get back onto the topic of the game, right? So I just wanted to talk on Nico O'Reilly real quick. Jamaica, do the right thing with these young players, man. If them interested, even if them not reached the first team yet, brother, sign them up. Sign them up, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, but Vardial played really well. Eventually he did move out to left back once Akanji came in. O'Reilly, as I said, did lose energy, kind of lost his focus a bit. Look fatigued. Not used to playing first team football, starting playing 90 minutes so much. And he has pretty much been in the first team for a good 7-8 games now in a row, maybe more than that. So, I think he just was a bit leggy in the second half. But when Vardial moved out to left back, it kind of remind you why he was doing so well there, But yeah, he had a good game. De Bruyne, I thought, was good as well. Of course, he scored the lone goal. Really was mainly the doing of Bernardo Silva, who challenged and won the ball. And then Doku did the rest. He basically, Doku do a move and shift to the two player them the same time, go around them. And then for once, Doku, looked up and played a pass to someone. Sometimes him get in that position and him just kind of put it in an area, hoping that somebody gets on the end of it. That time, you could see he directed the pass to De Bruyne, and De Bruyne did well to finish in traffic. So that pretty much was the story of the goals in the game. But as I said, Wolves had chances. Aït-Nouri hit the post, Cunha hit the post in the second half from a wicked shot. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be, as I said. They could not get one in the goal by Ederson. But yeah, Manchester City pretty much, as I said, just controlled it just enough to get the 3 points. Really, what you'd call a professional performance. And they move on again. So they keep their great form going in the league. And, pretty much the troll right now amongst all, well, I can't even say it's the troll because there's a lot of trolls of Arsenal right now. But one of the main ones right now is, for as terrible as City has had, or a terrible season as City has had by their estimation, pretty much it's looking like momentum-wise, they're going to pass Arsenal in the Premier League as well. So, yeah, that's there's that going on as well for the Arsenal fans. All right, moving right along, people, into Saturday morning. The first fixture was Aston Villa and Fulham, and this one was very similar to the Man City game in terms of the scoreline. 1-0 to the home team, Aston Villa, another team that's kind of fighting in that top 5 race. This game, obviously we were all looking for Leon to play. Leon did not get a game. He was on the bench and did not come on. We've heard a lot of rumors this week about potential moves and locations of where you might move. But I don't know. Nothing concrete as yet. Haven't seen Fabrizio saying anything about Leon as yet, and that is obviously the standard bearer when it comes down to those things. So we'll have to wait and see. All the rivals winning a trophy except Arsenal. Kiss my teeth. Yeah, bro. Europa League, all we can hope for is a miracle. Athletic Bilbao can go at Old Trafford and turn it over. Or Bodo Glimt, one of them. How we can't go into that Europa League knowing that Man U or Tottenham winning a title that day. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. And Chelsea in the Conference League, I mean, they do have, I think, the other semi-final, because I think their semi-final, they got a good draw. I think they're up, 3-1 going into the second leg. And then you have, I think it's Lazio and Fiorentina, I believe. Something like that. Or Fiorentina on the next side. I don't remember the next side. Somebody tell me in the comment section. I gotta look it up still. Conference League. Real Betis, yeah. Anthony them. Yo, speaking of Anthony, side topic. Yo, wanna see the goal of the man score? Slow. Yeah, Betis. Yeah, man. Bogey team. You see, when I predict the Arsenal game, one love Arsenal, me saying just because me is an Arsenal fan. It don't look good. Brother, I'm dreading that final because I don't think none of the side them are gonna turn over the first leg. So pretty much Tottenham Man U final, bro. So Jano, Brighton and Nottingham disappointing. I really think one of these teams could finish. Yeah, I think with Brighton, I think with Nottingham, them would have to stay healthy, everybody. Like how them will have that run of games where everybody fit and nobody now get injured. You see the minute Chris Wood did have a little injury and then Gibbs White miss a game here or there, Elanga miss a game, Hudson. Once them start getting a little injury them, it really messed them up. Then Aina did out the other day as well. So that's what really killed them. Now Brighton, to me, them just inconsistent, bro. Because them will give you a performance 1 week and then 2 bad performance, 3 good one, a bad one. It's the levels is not the same enough. So I think for different reasons, them 2 teams fall off. And I did predict that Nottingham would finish out the top 5 about 3 weeks ago. I just could have said where, maybe the counter not looking as sharp as it was earlier in the season. Them kind of not clicking the same as one time. Yeah, man, the goal of the man score, bro. Anthony, bro. The man just, him and Rashford by it. It need to be studied. Because I know the man them a play, so as soon as them leave Old Trafford, Arsenal will have to wait till next season, boy, I tell you. But tired of the next season thing, man. Patrice Evra looking like a genius, Netflix. Yeah, so Aston Villa, Emi Martinez, top game. They are actually, one of the knocks on them this season has really been defensive, because I think they have I think this is only like their 5th or 6th, maybe 6th or 7th clean sheet for the season, which for them, Emi usually is up there in the glove ratings for the most clean sheets, Maybe him don't win it, but he's at least in double digits for the season or something like that. But this year, not the same. They have been shipping more goals this season. Emi hasn't been faultless in that, to be honest. He has had some couple of howlers here and there. I think Tielemans for me has been probably the most consistent player for them all season. Rodgers had a spell where it's looking like it was going to be him, but I don't think he has really stayed as consistent throughout as Tielemans has. But yeah, Aston Villa, basically got this 1-0 win. Fulham definitely was in the game for large spells as well. I thought it was pretty even. When you look at the statistics in this one, both teams very close and expected goals. I think Villa did have the clearer opportunities, as is evidenced there, with the 5 chances to 1. But this game, I think Ali Watkins, if he was on the form of last season, probably gets a goal or a few in this one. But I think Fulham, for all the chances that Aston Villa had, they always, looked like they were close as well to getting an equalizer in the game. But it was a tight affair, and I think most of these fixtures this season, Villa has found a way to concede a goal, and on this particular day, the defense held up just enough to get over the line. I think Emi Martinez didn't have any big mistake in this game, so that would have helped them to keep the clean sheet as well. But Fulham, a team that's kind of difficult to predict. I think they show up pretty well for the teams that are good, and they did have a decent performance in this game as well. I thought, they didn't get overrun by Aston Villa in any sense. And they were, as I said, they were in the game for large stretches of the game. They were right there for the whole game, really and truly. But as I say, today was just a day where Aston Villa had enough defensively to hold out, and they got that 1-0 victory. So crucial for them, as I said earlier. There's really not much storyline at the top of the table or at the relegation part of the table. So the race is really in the top 5. So Aston Villa, one of those teams in that race, and this was a really crucial 3 points for them. And they weren't to know it yet, but based on their other results this week, it's going to turn out to be even more crucial once we look at the table at it. Towards the end of the match reviews. All right, so Everton and Ipswich. Now, this game, people, was probably a game that you would have looked at and said, okay, Omari is playing. Maybe we'll watch it for that. Dwight McNeil is back starting. We'll watch it for that. But, on paper, this is not a game that people would say, wow, I'm going to watch this game. But people, the 2 best goals for the week in the EPL score in this game. I'm telling you. So Beto got the first one from a really nice header cross from Alcaraz. Alcaraz is a decent little player too. I think he has a decent future. Beto caught some decent form under David Moyes, looking like a half decent option up front. Big target, very energetic, athletic player. When he's on form, decent finish as well. So that was a really good header, though, to make it 1-0. And then Everton looks like they were going to cruise by the time Dwight McNeil scored in the 35th minute. And when I'm talking about a wicked strike, people, this man cut across the ball, and the keeper literally thought it was coming straight to him, basically. And the ball just swerve and end up in the far post. That's how much swerve him get on the ball, people. Dwight McNeil, slap that. Dwight McNeil is bridging with all the Jamaican them. Dwight, please. Dwight, please. No, sir, Tycoon. Come on. It's a big goal difference we have to give up, Because remember, Villa own is like about 6 or 5 or 4, And we did like 30 odd. So, no, bro. It wouldn't be goal difference. And would have to pass with. Them team the goal difference on there for our one. Unless them win some 7 love and 8 love. Which now go happen. So now I bring the goal difference thing over here. No, sir. We think we'll get some big beating. Yes, so Dwight McNeil. And then I thought the Dwight McNeil goal was going to be the best goal. As a matter of fact, people tell me in the comment section which goal better. Dwight McNeil goal or Julio Enciso goal. Because Enciso goal bad, Yo, and Enciso look like he does this once a season. And remember the goal him score last season for Brighton against Man City? Was like almost, it was very similar. So it looked like him have one worldly a season in him right foot. Villa will beat Man United 7. Okay. Tycoon said, I done match it, bro. So they might play Man U 3 times. That a go on, cause 21 that they would have gone, they maybe catch three if them get 21, yes. Don't worry, Man U not win nothing. Why I don't know float because even though Man U not win nothing, because obviously me an Arsenal fan, so I'm supposed to hate Tottenham more. But you see, true Tottenham never really challenged me for nothing in my lifetime, really and truly. Like I really United me hate personally. So that's why that game would have been so terrible for me personally, because I hate United and me's an Arsenal fan, so I hate Tottenham. And one of the two side them, I have to say one of the two side them celebrate. But if me I be selfish about it, even though like historically, you don't want to say Spurs never win a trophy from Moban or something like that. But because I know so many United fan, and I know the United fan them loud, just for that alone, when I say Spurs, take a one Europa, bro. Take it. Take it. We can't live with Una talk about you're flying, you have Arteta, we have Andrew who want fired and we still win. I'll take all of that. Because only like two of you will be talking to me. But see if United win, cheese and peas. You can't avoid it. Every day you wake up, you go outside. All people you never even know a United fan want to talk to you and tell you something about the Europa League win and blah blah blah. But yeah, Everton looked like they was going to cruise when they went 2-0 up, but NC so changed the game with that goal. Now Everton did get their chances at 2-1, weren't able to convert, and then good work from Omari down the right, getting by his marker, crossed it in, it got clipped off the defender, looped up into the air, and Hurst showed good strength back post to just bucket in the goal past Pickford. And this one ended 2-2. So Everton, under David Moyes, really tougher to beat. And at first, he was getting a lot of 3 points, but to end off the season, it's been a lot of draws. It's another one for them. I think this is the second to last game at Goodison Park in its history. They're, of course, moving to a new stadium next year. So their fans didn't get to see 3 points on this day, but hopefully for their fans, on the last day or the last game that they played there, they will be able to sign out of that stadium with a 3 points, right? So Everton and relegated Ipswich end up drawing this one 2-2. Two very, very, very good strikes. And let me know in the comment section, people, which goal was bigger, Dwight McNeil or Julio Enciso. Yeah, man, Dwight McNeil play wicked. Play wicked. You could say as well, just for him just get back to full fitness, kind of run out of energy still in the second half, but to be expected. But yeah, man, play wicked in time on the pitch. Very technical player. Always, I mean, he's not fast, but because his touch and technique is so good, he always seems to have time on the ball. Even the goal that he scored, the way that he just kind of everyone around him kind of made a run and he just stood still, and the amount of space he had just by standing still, it was ridiculous. But he's that type of intelligent player that's going to make the right choice in terms of making the run, standing still. You rarely see him over dribble, get caught in possession. He's just an intelligent player, and his left foot is really like what they say, a wand of a left foot. Yeah, that's what Dwight McNeil possesses in his left foot for sure. Don't know how interested this man is. Don't even know if he's been spoken to ever. But I have seen enough of his comments in terms of like most of the Jamaican baller them will already play for Jamaica. I know them and I comment for them and I leave likes, and he's very engaged. And I know the link is there. So Dwight, I don't know if you see what's happening, but yeah. Can work with what you have to offer. 25 still enough people. Been around for a long while. At Burnley for years. Been at Everton now since 22. Contract up 27. Yeah, man, good season. Just get derailed this season with the injury. But you see the consistency up over 7 average all throughout the season. It's just when he returned from injury, getting minutes off the bench, you see the 6.3. But now it has started in May. Start off May with a 7. Let's see how him finish off the month because I feel like him definitely going to start now that him back fit. So you should see him start the last 3 games. So we'll see how much output him have and what kind of performances him give out. But that man need a good baller, man. Very, very good baller. Intelligent baller. But yeah, Everton draw 2-2 with Ipswich. Ipswich showing some fight. Really nothing playing for but pride. And they definitely showed some pride. So you have to give them respect. All right, so that one ended 2-2. Another game that people probably wouldn't have thought to watch so much. This was Leicester and Southampton. Now, I actually watched a lot of this game just because I kept seeing everywhere that Arsenal linked with Bilal El Kanous, and it's like this brother didn't know I was going to watch the game because the man was playing outstanding in this game, bro. Man, literally anything that Leicester did that was a good thing, he was involved in it. Yeah, man, the man was a live wire. 5 key pass. And that's something that I think when Arsenal playing well, we have a whole heap of key pass spread out throughout the team. But this year that stat has been very low for Arsenal. I mean, compared to like the last couple of years. So that's something that I think we as a team need more players with an eye for that key pass, especially against them low block teams and teams kind of set up for stop with. I think that's going to be crucial. So I watched the game and it's like this kid was like, yo, man, no, Jason Gooner watching him for sure. Bro, obviously he didn't think that, but I'm just saying this guy was playing as if like he's heard the rumors that clubs looking at him and he want to make sure that him don't leave no doubt, you know? And sometimes when a team get relegated, this happens, where the players that are, the best value for sale, like a player like Elkanus, who's young, lots of potential in a bad team. You can even see the moments of brilliance that him bring. He will play out this season like a madman because he probably knows, like, the more teams interested in me, the better off it's gonna be for me. Teams will start to negotiate and so that's something that you sometimes get out of the relegated teams if you really want to look on it on a deeper level. Because some people just say automatically, oh, them relegated, them not gonna try and da, da, da. But these players probably don't want, a lot of these players don't want to play in the championship, some of them, yes, them would have be in terms of like, maybe they're embedded with this certain club, so they want to bring up back the club. But some of these younger players that would have been brought in, especially for like just the Premier League season, right? These guys don't want to stay at these clubs and play championship for the most part. So they know that this is pretty much a big time audition. They know that the clubs will probably sell them for, maybe not as much as they would have because they know they need the funds because you do lose a lot of money when you drop down into the championship. So players like El Canus, players like Mateus Fernandez, I wouldn't be surprised if you see them end off the season strong because they are looking, it's auditions for the teams. Yeah, man, 78. Yo, I feel like Moyes probably never even want to play him 78. But the older man I play, him just not want to take him off either. I swear. I don't know if there's a chance, BM, but boy, I am willing to I want them try take a chance. I would love to know like if he's even being spoken to or has been spoken to. Because as I say, he has a relationship with a lot of the players from the diaspora that play for us. Through the academies and all that. So I want to say him and Dish would have been through the United setup around the same time. Because that's where Dwight McNeil came up with the United system. So yeah, I believe that's one of the biggest links right there. No, but I mean, you can't. We won the Cup Winners' Cup, which was major at the time. So, I mean, we would have done that before them, Chile. I guess you mean like in the new era, like the Champions League era. I guess you could say. But I think the Mari and him, yes, the Mari and him from Everton for sure. Cause when he would have got to Everton, I think the Mari got there like the year before. I think he got there like 21. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, 21. Yeah, so Matney would have come the year after. So they would have spent a year together before he left. Yeah. So there's a few links in the Reggae Boys team, and setup. Which is always helpful. A player would be more apt to join if he feel like him can comfortable. At least him have some people in the team that him already know and comfortable with. So kind of can integrate him better into everything. So yeah. It's a good look, people. If only we could make all those things work for us. Yeah, so Leicester Southampton. Leicester got the win. Goals by Vardy and not Andre, Jordan, his little brother, Jordan AU. And Leicester got a rare win under Van Nistelrooy in front of their fans. Southampton still in the muck. Can't get a win, can't get a draw, can't get nothing. All right, next game, people. I tell you. So Arsenal and Bournemouth, people. So I have a lot of things to say about this whole situation right here. So the first thing we want to address, smash up the like button, people. Make sure you smash the like button, people. Smash the like button. So we could get into the Arsenal Bournemouth game now, people. So you don't know, then it's in the name, Jason Gooner. So you know I'm a Gunners fan. So one thing about me though, when it comes down to the Gunners, you're not gonna hear me I try bend up the truth for just make me feel better about my team. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth from my perspective, right? So first things first, before I even get into the Arsenal game, I just want to show you guys something. So there are 3 other teams playing in the Champions League, people. 3 other teams playing in the Champions League. The first team is obviously Arsenal's opponent, Paris Saint-Germain. So what I want to do, people, is show you guys. This was Paris Saint-Germain's team. Now, let's put things in context. Paris Saint-Germain have won their league already. They don't have nothing playing for in the league, that is, right? They have a 1-0 lead going into Wednesday. This game was played on Saturday, just like Arsenal. They played Strasbourg. They lost 2-1. But what I want to show you, people, this is the starting lineup for PSG. All right? So we're going to count. Safanov in goal. So him no name Donnarumma. So that's one change from the Arsenal game. Good player, Lucas Hernandez. But guess what? He didn't start against Arsenal. So that's 2. Baraldo, also a good player. Did not start against Arsenal. That's 3. Tape. I don't even know this baller. Must be a youth player or something in them system. Yes, he's 17 years of age, people. This man never kick a ball for PSG. Probably in first game. Right? He started. That's 4. Neves. Okay, that's somebody I recognize. He was playing midfield, so still at 4. Zaire Emery came on, but didn't start. So that's 5 subs. Kang In Lee can't even see the pitch. Big baller from Korea. Can't even play for them in the Champions League. He played. So that's 6. No, wait, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mayulu, good young player as well. Did not play in the Champions League. Did not start. Didn't even come on the field. That's 7. Barcola usually starts, but Due chosen over him in the Champions League. So what does Enrique do on the weekend? Start Barcola. Scores, good performance. That's 8. Gonzalo Ramos, we saw him come on in the game. So that's 9 changes in the starting lineup. And then, of course, Mbaye, the youngster again. 10 changes from the team that started against Arsenal. Only Neves would have started, and you see his substitution, which took place the 61st minute. Ruiz and Due, who did start against Arsenal, came on. Due got the second half. Ruiz got about 30 minutes plus stoppage. And then Kamara, another youngster, was playing as well. You look on the bench, Pacha played, Vitinha played, Varadana played. You don't see Dembele, you don't see Nuno Mendes, you don't see Akraf Hakimi, because those players probably put out the most effort. Dembele probably saved because, he was a doubt. So as you see there, listed doubtful. But I'm sure he'll be fit enough to play on Wednesday. But that's just one team, people, out of the Champions League teams, right? And we're going to go back to the Arsenal team afterwards, and we're going to check something. So how many changes? 10. All right. So they made 10 changes. Another team in the Champions League semi-finals would have played their match during the week. Now, context again. Look at how tight the table is in Italy, people. Inter is currently chasing the leaders, Napoli, right? So they know they have a big game last week to play after that Champions League 3-all draw. You see how crucial the table look, right, people? You see the type of title race them in. Well, let's see what type of team they started against Verona in this title race. What? Jan Sommer didn't start? One sub. The reserve keeper started. Augusto didn't start in the Camp Nou. Started here. That's 2 subs. De Vrij didn't start either. 3 subs. Bissek did start, so that's still 3. Zaleski didn't start. Zielinski didn't start. That's 5. Aslani didn't start. That's 6. Fratesi came on, didn't start. That's 7. Darmian, I think, came on as well, didn't start. That's 8. Correa and Arnautovic, neither one of them start. So that's 10 subs made. Only Bissek started. Bissek came off in the 69th. Looks like they did use a couple players that started off the bench. Mkhitaryan and DeMarco. Serbia as well came on late. He started. As I say, Jan Sommer was rested. Barella rested all game. Dumfries and Thuram rested all game. No Lautaro Martinez. He was out. And Çalhanoğlu was suspended, so you don't see him. But that's a lot of players rested. As I said, 10 subs from the starting lineup in the week, the Champions League semi. The other team now, people that played, is high-flying Barcelona. Of course, you know the situation in Spain. They have now a 4-point gap. They do have to play Real one more time, but it's looking ominous for the rest of the teams right now based on the fact that Barcelona just on fire right now, not really losing matches. They might draw a match every now and again, but they're not losing. But all that being said, title race going on. What kind of team did Hansi Flick put out against Valladolid in their 2-1 victory? And we count the subs again, people. So Ter Stegen was a sighting there. Chesney out, so that's 1 sub. Martin, did he start in the... Was it him who started? I think it was him who started. Yeah, it was him. So 1 sub. Christensen didn't start. 2 sub. Araujo didn't start. 3 sub. Fort didn't start. That's 4. Gavi didn't start. That's 5. Pedri did start. Rodriguez from Serie B, 6. Fermin didn't start. 7. Fati didn't start. 8. Paul Victor didn't start. 9. So they made 9 subs from the starting lineup in the first game, right? Now, Yamal was forced to come on when Rodriguez got injured, so he played probably more than Flick would have wanted. Frankie came on at halftime. Rafinha came on at halftime. Now, remember, they're in a title race, people, and they were down 1-0 at the halftime. So he had to make those adjustments to try to win the game. They can't afford to drop the points. Olmo came on. Eric, who didn't start, came on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 2 who started. they did play the last two games. Pedri and Martin started. They started again here. And then some other players who started got game time. And that's due to them having a lot more on the line than, say, Paris right now. But the overarching theme is a lot of changes, right? So now let's go back to Arsenal, the mighty Gunners, right? Now, Arsenal, as I said, we played Bournemouth. We fell 2-1 at home at the Emirates. And this is the amount of subs that Arteta made. Raya starts again. Skelly starts again. Kivior starts again. Saliba starts again. Now there's a substitution at right back because Urian Timber didn't even make the bench. He was out on the day. So I want to say that's a forced change, but either way, it's a change. So one sub. Declan Rice obviously started. Partey, another forced sub because he couldn't play in the first leg. He's back in. So that's two different players from the week. Odegaard started, Martinelli started, Trossard started, Saka started. So 9 subs made by Barca, 10 made by Inter and by PSG. And this genius coach made 2 alterations from the first leg. Now, how that makes sense, people? Now, we have a game Wednesday, the biggest game of the season right now. And you're taking your main guns in with a lot on the legs. Rice played another 74 minutes. Saka didn't leave until 86. I'm hearing that Timber is potentially out of the game. So Ben White play 86 after not playing a lot of minutes for a while. Have to go ask him to go run up and down with Forrest Kelly now in the game with 86 minutes in him legs. And legs that haven't been used to playing a lot of minutes since he returned. It's not a good look, people. Martinelli, 86 minutes. Just compare that to what the PSG attackers did this weekend. All of them play less minutes. It don't make sense, people. I mean, look, he'll probably point Arteta himself, as he mentioned in the press conference, he's looking in the stands before the PSG game and he's seeing 7 players that would be contributing to the team sitting there and da 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 da. Brother, some teams play this week. I see Man U play, and I hear about some academy youth. I don't know nothing about it because I'm not a Man U fan. So I'm gonna really watch the other academies besides my team. So I'm gonna know my youngster them, but I won't know the Man U ones. But obviously, I might know some more of them now because Amarim say, "Yo, I don't business what the score in this game is. We need to make sure our players are healthy for the Thursday game." And Arteta is reluctant to do that. So reluctant. I mean, we cannot win the title anymore. So what is it really? Maybe he's looking at it like tycoon and saying, "Yo, we might not finish in the top 5, so I need to play my best players." I don't know. But bro, he just needed to have some more strategy for this week. I don't like this because I think the only way we beat PSG is if we go there and try to press them and take the game to them. I don't think we need to take some risk, and to take risks, we're going to have to be a little more physically imposing. And I just don't know if we have the energy levels to do that. Know that this guy didn't rest anybody. Rice put in a lot of work in this game. So did Saka and Martinelli trying to get us back into the game before they came off late. I just, Skelly, I guess the youthful exuberance, maybe he's ready. But yeah, I mean, Arteta just when you match up what the other coaches did in this game, it just shows you how far off. I don't know, man. His thinking was just so far apart from the other 3 coaches in the competition. And I showed you for context that all these coaches have different contexts going on in the leagues. But one constant was, yo, them Champions League game, they're hard. Let me give the players a little more rest. But Arteta said, no, one must run. One must run. No breaks. Yo, Jordan, wagwan. Big up. Congrats again for the league, boss. Liverpool fan. Uncle Steve and Dimmy Links needed. You see it. Bless up Punra Wagwan, donkey of the week. Yeah, man, Arsenal. You say Arsenal get it, eh? Don't worry, man. One of the fans them will get it because prediction donkey of the week, you know? Bro, this Arteta guy don't have any balls. He not brave. Yeah. More well. Yeah, him not trust anybody, but like few ball of them when him trust, you know. Him need for instill some, him need for give the youth them some confidence, then him can trust them. Because him never trust Miles Lewis Skeleton, him give him a chance. Even though 1 year do a lot of things this year, I feel like the coach still not trust him. 11 different players for PSG. Yeah, only Joao Neves played. So 10. You can argue Arsenal used a stronger starting 11 against Bournemouth than PSG last week. Terrated, for real. Honestly. That is honest. That is honestly the truth. Gunners play their full 11 for almost 90. Yeah, bro. No man, and lose. And lose. So the man could argue say, yo, top 5 race. I get crazy with us one done with it so we can arrest people later or whatever the case. Brother, the man can't even say nothing. After them use a strong team, the man lose with a strong team. Big up one Dan Sherman out of Clarendon. Inter dropping form in their league just a little. Yeah. They had a couple of losses in a row that really shake them up. And Napoli catch a fire. Gonna for life. That is it. Yeah, man, you can't switch. And you have Red Card FC starting almost the same team for their silver race. Yeah, bro. Hey, I like to learn some new academy baller on the weekend, bro. Honestly. But the man them just run out with them heart and just glad to get a game and try. Because honestly, part of the reason why we never win, to me, like look on the goal them we concede. Is effort goals. Like somebody never put them body on the line. Somebody never just make that last, like a push to close down them man. Even the throwing, long throw where them score. Nobody took responsibility. Like every Arsenal defender pretty much was like, all right, this guy right beside me will get it, or that guy in front of me will get it, or nobody really actually went for the ball. Nobody. Even the guy never had to jump. He just kind of like get on him tiptoes and move him, like, bend him body in a way to get the right direction. And it was a great header. But I mean, he was literally unchallenged. Nobody challenged for the ball besides him, which is crazy to me. And even on the corner, like there's 2 players running to the near post, only 1 Arsenal player. I don't know what happened with the zone on that play because there was nobody really there wasn't a front post screen. So I don't know what happened there. And then Odegaard loses his 1v1 with Evan Nielsen, which is a mismatch. Evan Nielsen is like a goal hawk, and Odegaard is just back there because we need a number back there. So that was never going to work out in our favor. So yeah, it's energy and effort. And to be honest, I saw a stat this week that was saying, for all the goals Arsenal score from set pieces, we also have conceded the highest percentage of goals from set pieces of all the goals we conceded. So it's a strength and a weakness. The worst thing is that all the other teams won their games. Yeah, I mean, look, PSG had like 5 kids playing, basically. Or 4, so. And Strasbourg is a team that's like fighting for outside shot at a Champions League and, Europe and all them things. So, the level of what they're playing for is very different. Barcelona really miss Balde and Pablo Torre. Yeah. Yeah, because when name Ferran do a job in Lewandowski absence, you have to say it. Obviously, he's not Levy, but he might do a job still. Serviceable. Bless up Cranky. Oh, go on. Yeah, man, long time. Boy. One thing, Cranky from a long time say Arteta is just not it, man. From long time. Chibo, Yeah, man. Obi. Yeah. All right. You see all Obi now? Any Obi there around this year, I guarantee you him get whole heap of chance. Maybe we never see Marino play striker. Maybe. You never know. Cause he'll be getting game time right now. Sometime in the Champions League, the man just put Kabia and Butler or Oyedeji in the team and never play them, never bring them on. We cannot beat team 7-1 and you still not gonna see them. So maybe Cheeto doesn't know. But then it don't make sense because Miles get chance all the time. He basically is the man now. So I guess he can only do one at a time. I don't know. I swear if him lose this, he might get sacked. Yeah, that's an interesting one in a skull. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they would sack him, man. Because there hasn't been progress in the league. Obviously, we have less points. We still might finish second, but we have less points, which is the true mark of progress in the league. How many points you get each year? So I don't think you can really say if we finish second, it's just the same, whatever. The points to me is more important. But I guess the argument of a pro Arteta person would probably be, okay, well, yeah, we didn't get any further in the Carabao or the FA, but we got further in the Champions League this time. Even if we don't beat PSG, we did make it one step further. I don't know if that's something, but I just want to know, like, why is it that this coach seem like him have to go step by step with everything? Like, you can't skip a step for one time. Like, oh, boy, I don't know. Yeah, Cheeto. Arteta tell them, man, you are going to mess up kid development. I hope not, because you have a lot of potential. You run left the nation. Why you not at church lately? Yeah, Cranky take a break. He's a good manager and getting the team prepared. His game management is atrocious. He's not getting fired anytime soon. Yeah, so that's a good conversation then, Cranky. Do you think that game management is a skill that over time can be improved, or do you think that's just like like a like a trait that a manager just has kind of naturally, and that's not something that you really learn. It's just you have to kind of have that. Trust the processes. Yes, you can't say process, a whole heap of processes. But people, I'm telling you, man, this was so disgraceful. Even after they scored the 75th minute goal, I don't even remember a chance we really had after that. It wasn't good enough, man. It wasn't good enough. We had a good spell in the first half. We definitely were value for at least more than one goal. But I thought the second half performance was really lackluster. Started out decent, but the minute they got that first goal, they had a better spell than us. Got the second goal. And we played better towards the end, but it just was never enough. It wasn't enough pressure to really say, okay, yes, we're going to get this equalizer. You never really saw it coming. So, dreadful, dreadful, dreadful performance. Not dreadful, but definitely dreadful result. And the performance, was okay. I just feel like, I had to put away more chances in the first half. Really, just get that feeling of, okay, we can kind of have something to protect here. At 1-0, it was always kind of pins and needles. And once they got back into the game with that goal, we never really got that measure of control fully back in the game like we had in the first half. Even in the first half, Evan Nielsen had a sitter that he missed. And they had a good end to the first half. But yeah, just was not a good display, people. Not a good display. Marino did come on. Played a little bit of time as well. But yeah, Odegaard got an assist, but was still, on the fringes, on the periphery. I thought played a little bit. I wasn't as wasteful with the ball. Partey looked a bit rusty on his return, to be honest. So good that he got 90 minutes. I think he kind of needed the 90 minutes because he had been playing pretty consistently week in, week out. So, good for him to get the reps again in the midfield, play the entire game. I don't think that's going to be a huge issue because I say he didn't have that Tuesday last week game in his legs as well. So kind of had that little time off. Kivior probably had his poorest game since getting the Magalhaes role due to injury. One thing that I've always said about Kivior, when he has good performances, is really good, but I worried about his consistency. And this to me, this stretch before this last game right here is probably the most consistent I had seen him ever be. So hopefully this is just kind of one little blip, and the next performance is back to the standard that he has been showing from before this game. But I think going into and I'll talk more about them in the UCL preview before the show done. So let's just move on for the sake of the show. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about Arteta's crazy decisions, I thought, with personnel in this game. When you look at 10 changes made by 2 of the other 3 Champions League semi teams, and then the other team that we're facing making no, not the team we're facing, but Barcelona making 9 changes, and the other 2 teams making 10. It's crazy. It's crazy that Arteta chose to only make 2 changes from the team that started against PSG on Tuesday. Madness. He's learning on the job, but he's also setting his ways. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if it's something that he could actually learn, or it's just kind of his way of thinking, or just the way it is. Only reason he obsolete because New York Knicks win tonight. Yeah, man, cranky vibes up from the win there. If the process will lead to failure every season, and if he wins this game, my mind's probably changed. Okay. Comprehend. Quota system boss working overtime. Quota system boss, man. All right. So let's go back to the Prem. Forgot I went to all of these things. All right. So let's go back to the Premier League and get to Sunday now. So these are the Sunday morning fixtures. So the first one, people, Brentford, Man U, people, Brentford, Man U. So another example of European lineup compared to the lineup at the Premier League game. Cheeto got the start, so that's 1 there. Mount didn't start, that's 2. I think Garnacho did play from the start in the semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Amma started. I don't think Menu started. I think Ugarte did start. Dorgu might have started. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Fredrickson. I'd never heard of him. 8. So they made 8 subs at least. And I think it might have been 9 because I'm not sure what one of these players starting. But yeah, they made the subs, and Brentford looked like they was going to walk over them convincingly after the first goal was scored by Mount after a good break down the left. Good ball by Menu, good cross. Mount was anticipating the cross and he finished nicely. But then Brentford had 4 goals unanswered. Basically, 27 minutes, unlucky 1 goal off of Shaw. Then Shaw had a brace in the 33rd and 70th, and then Johan Wissa, after a brilliant pass by Jensen, splitting the defense, cross by the right back, Coyote, sorry. And that made it 4-1. And it looked like basically Man U was going to, go getting a 4-1. But Garnacho showed up with a brilliant finish to make it 4-2. And then by the time Diallo made it 4-3, it was looking like the impossible might happen again for United. But they ran out of time in the end, and they did go down 4-3. But I think the fight that they showed towards the end, at least, it's probably not a consolation prize or anything, but at least they didn't get the 4-1 that it was looking like it was going to be. And it looked like it could have been more than 4 once they got the 4th. So, for them to turn it around and at least, make the last couple minutes a bit exciting. That was big for them. So Diallo, with his first goal in a while, coming back now. So good to see that he's back. He was really at one point looking like the man over there at United, one that they could build with. So yeah, he's back. But Brentford really got all over them, created a bunch of chances. You could see that it was a bit of a mismatch lineup, and Brentford took full advantage of that. We saw in Boomo, Shade, Damsgaard, Norgard making the runs from late. I thought Coyote did a good job as well getting into the attack. So yeah, they just found it really difficult to cope. You look at the back line, all with low numbers in terms of statistics. So they were really overrun. Even Maguire, who had to come on due to injury, he had a poor performance as well. So yeah, it wasn't the best showing for the Man United defense in particular. And then Bayern there started over Onana, who actually got the day off completely. Wasn't even on the bench for this one. He wasn't much help either. So yeah, 4-3. I think it kind of flatters United a bit. I think they probably deserve to lose about 4-2 or even 5-2. But as I said, they showed a lot of fight, a lot of resolve to get it back to 4-3. And I think Amorim did the right thing. Sacrifice these 3 points for the fitness level of the key players that you want to play on Thursday, and that's what he did. But Brentford continue to have an outside shot at a position that will get them into Europe based on how things will pan out. England could get at least one extra spot, so that would push everything down, and all the way down to about 8th. I think what they're saying could potentially get a Conference League spot. So they are still dreaming that they will be in Europe, and it's quite possible. Now, another team that's fighting in that top 5 race is Newcastle, and again, they fell short. 1-1 this time with Brighton. Minte, who they were forced to sell due to FFP, basically scored against them in the 28th minute, and then late in the fixture, Isak was the one who got the penalty converted to make it 1-1. This game I think was a good game, well played match. Both teams, kind of going for it. I would say maybe slightly Newcastle might have edged it, but it's not by much. So in the end, I think the the drawn result is a fair one. As you can see, the entry is really even. Of course, when you look at the big chances, both teams with one. So it wasn't that one team really deserved it over the other. But I also would have been completely fine if Brighton had won the game 1-0 based on the balance of play too. So, yeah, a good result, I think, for Brighton. Probably isn't what they need right now with that outside shot and maybe getting to that 8th spot that could potentially be Europe as well. But I think for Newcastle, I just don't think they really played well enough. It's kind of been the story of their season in a way. Like the performances at St. James Park are not duplicated away from St. James Park this season. It's been a marked difference in the performances. They do beat up on the teams that are relegation bound or anything, but anytime they travel to a decent level opponent away, they seem to not be able to produce the same type of magic that they do at St. James Park. And that was evident in this game as well. As I said, Minte was a constant threat on the day. You could see maybe, he was really emotional when he scored a goal. Couldn't really read what he was trying to get across. But some are saying he basically was telling Newcastle fans that, listen, I don't have no beef with you guys. I actually liked it there. But as I said, they were kind of forced to make the move because of them getting close to the breaking the basically sustainability rules and stuff. So that is why he had to get sold. I think it was him and the guy at Nottingham Forest, Elliot Anderson. That's basically who they ended up selling to kind of get the type of revenue they needed to avoid any kind of trouble. But yeah, he made them pay for that decision, and he scored a brilliant goal in the first half. And as I said, Newcastle couldn't quite get over the line until really late when Isak converted a penalty to make it 1-1. So in the end, I'm sure, while they're going into it, they probably wanted three based on how the game played out. I'm sure they were still extremely happy to get that point in the end. So that one ended 1-1, people. Another 1-1 was played that morning, and it was Tottenham and West Ham. So Tottenham is another team that would have, played a match in midweek in the Europa League semi-final. This one ended 1-1 as well. Goals in the first half by Adair and Bowen. Yeah, this game, two teams that pretty much have their fate sealed in the Premier League can't really get to Europe. Of course, Tottenham have the big task of getting to the Champions League through the Europa League. We'll see if they can pull that off. But subs were made in this one. Vicario still started, but the whole back line was substituted from the midweek game. I don't think any of these players started in the midfield either. Tell Richarlison or the Bear. I think Richarlison might have started, but I don't think these two did in the Europa. So they made, about 8 to 9 subs from their starting 11 on Thursday. So again, people, going along with the theme, only Madman Arteta decided this semi-final stage not to rest or let his players recuperate a little bit longer than sending them back out on the weekend. But all the other coaches thought it was the right thing to do. Maybe he is a genius. Maybe he just sees another way to make players recover by not actually making them recover. Just let them keep playing over and over. Bowen scored a nice goal from a tight angle, and Adair really was a defensive mistake from Kilman, who, if we're being honest, for the price tag, hasn't really lived up this season. I know he's had a lot of injuries around him, which hasn't helped, but I just feel like he hasn't hit the form that he had with Wolves up to now with this team. So he's not proving to be the best piece of business for them, but it's still early. It's only the first season. It could be a marked difference next year, because I thought he was on a decent level when he was at Wolves. I just feel like he was at Wolves, so maybe that's why he would be getting overlooked by England or anything. But he was playing really well for Wolves, and we haven't seen the same for West Ham this season. But yeah, Bowen, Mr. Consistent, Wan-Bissaka, one of the most improved players, I must say, over the last few years. I think he's really good now as a player. You see his attacking game evolve. Yeah, good, very good player. Good 1v1 defender as well. And, overall good athlete out there with some technique as well. But Tottenham, look, they have one eye to Thursday. They gave up a goal late. They have to travel to Bodo Glimt, who are unbeaten at their patch this season. So it's going to be tough for them. But I think Ange did the right thing by, not getting tempted to try go win the game. Really only made one sub for Richarlison, who did start in the other game, to give him his rest. Had the big guns on the bench, but decided, no, we're not going to even use them today. Let them just rest for the trip we have to make to Norway. But yeah, this one ended 1-1. People, they shared the points, and that was fair. That was fair, I thought. Then we moved to Chelsea and the champions, Liverpool. So guard of honor was formed only for Chelsea to smash it down during the game. 3-1 win. They were up 2-0, made it 2-1. Did Liverpool. Van Dijk from a corner, and then Cole Palmer converting the penalty for his first goal in a few months. And the crowd went crazy at Stamford Bridge. Big win for them in the top 5 race. Liverpool did make their changes. Slot had been pretty consistent with his lineups over most of the season once players are fit. A lot of players are fit right now, but the coach did decide to go ahead and give some players a chance from the start in this one, notably Kwanzaa, Harvey Elliott, and Curtis Jones, Simicas, who kind of has been coming in for Robertson more often these days, but I would say he's still kind of reserved to Robertson for the big games. But Slot doing the right thing, he got on Chiesa. I think Chiesa got his fifth appearance, so he'll actually get a medal. So yeah, that's wicked if he would have stayed on 4 and never get the 5th. But no, he probably didn't know that information, so he made sure to get him on. Trent made it official today. Had a message for the Liverpool fans and stuff. I think he played this game like he was thinking about what he was going to say in the message. He wasn't really there. And Kwanzaa, Unlucky for the own goal, to be honest. But I think other than that, showed a lot of rustiness. Maybe not having the repetition like he had, in his first spell. Being more chop and change for him this season. I don't think that has helped him. So he was looking a bit off the pace. And Chelsea, I thought, had one of their best performances of the season. I think Romeo Lavia, the stats might not show it, but I thought he was immense in the midfield. Caicedo didn't miss a beat at right back. Enzo Fernandez kept up his strong form, and Cole Palmer was Cole Palmer on this occasion. He was making turns on people, leaving people in the dust, playing the through pass. He was really, really doing well. Cole Palmer was in this game. He's only 23, so I hate to say vintage Cole Palmer, but it was vintage Cole Palmer. And I thought Neto and Madueke both were very effective on their wings, really putting Alexander Arnold and Tsimikas under pressure. And I think the attackers of Liverpool just never quite put it all together. I thought McAllister tried to add some drive in the second half when he came on, but it just wasn't meant to be for Salah, Gakpo, and these players. Liverpool did have a long spell where they were on top of them in the second half, but they just could not take advantage of their chances. They did create 3, but Chelsea did create 5 as well, so they were really on it too. Then the entries, I'm curious to see how the entries turned out. Final third entries. So Liverpool had 6 more, so I figured it would be pretty close. Wasn't sure who would edge it, but Liverpool did edge that one department there, the final third entries, but not by much. Chelsea does more clinical, more precise in the passing and movement in their attack than Liverpool, which is very rare. Usually Liverpool is the ones that are razor sharp with the movement and the passing when it comes down to creating chances, but not on this day. And Chelsea had a big scalp here on this day. A lot of people would have looked at the remaining fixtures and just figured, okay, teams around them, obviously they don't want to count the points, but they would be thinking, okay, Liverpool at best a draw for them. Maybe they drop all 3, but no, they were able to mash up the champions 3-1. Slot went for some players that maybe aren't on the best of form when it comes down to match fitness and things like that. But I don't think he would use that as an excuse, because Chelsea really, really did play well. So I almost wanted to see Chelsea play how they played against the best version of Liverpool, just to see how it would turn out. But he did make his changes, and in the end, not saying that caused the loss, but they would have had to have picked their full strength team if Chelsea was going to perform like what they did on this day. And I guess he just wasn't willing to do that on this occasion. If he blamed that they were tired and cost man this game. Jason, hope you sign up a top striker, also a midfielder first day. Yes, midfielder needed. Them says Zubimendi is pretty much sewn up, so we'll see if that's true or not. And we need to get one of the big, the big 3-4 strikers everybody talking about. We need to have one of them come to Arsenal for sure. That's why I told you Villa will beat Man United 7, tanking that last game of the season. Goal difference will be the factor for the top 4. Yeah, we'll see. Luckily, it's top 5. Wonder if Newcastle are going to sell it, Alexander, though. I don't think so, especially since I think they're going to get top 5 and play Champions League. Suppose Bodo win Thursday. Boy, I would love that. I would love the chance for it not to be Tottenham or Man U winning. So one of them damn 2 teams need to turn it around. To see Chelsea celebrating, I've been laughing. These men can't beat a strong team, but yet celebrate. Don't be celebration police, Skull. Let the man them celebrate them 3 points. Nigel Gordon, big up yourself. All right, so Chelsea-Liverpool was a good game, man. Chelsea, I thought, played really well. Lavia, scary in that midfield. Enzo, undroppable right now. Early in the season was playing crap. This part of the season, I would say, for a good, I don't know, since about February-ish, January, he's been on it, and it was, again, he had a good game. And I thought the wingers did their thing as well. So execution up to par on this occasion for Chelsea. And Liverpool just that little percentage less you give out when you're the champs, and you may have, drank a bit more than normal this week and everything. I think all of those factors played a part, but Don't want to take anything away from Chelsea because I thought they were really, really good on the day, regardless of the opposition or whatever they were thinking. They did still play really good football. Now, the last game of the week was Crystal Palace and Forest. So let me just go through that one real quick. That was earlier today. Forest as well, one of those teams fighting for that place in the fighting for that place in top 5. Let's go to the full page view. So it was 1-1, Eze with a penalty and Murillo in the 64th. These goals only 4 minutes apart. Eze, after a VAR check, deemed that Sells had fouled Tyreek Mitchell in the box. Eze stepped up to convert, went to the side, Sells dived to but got it past him, and then Murillo with some sharp thinking in the box. A shot was taken low, was going wide, but he was able to open up his left foot and redirect it into the far post to make it 1-1. Now this game ended 1-1 due to the fact that Dean Henderson and Matt Sells just wouldn't let a goal score after it went 1-1. I think both of them, stopped some really good opportunities and also some bad misses as well. It has to be said by some of the attackers, especially from Crystal Palace. I thought they definitely looked more likely to score towards the end of the game. We'll have to wait and see how bad Murillo's injury is. He was rubbing at his hamstring, which is never a good sign. So hopefully it's a really low level type of strain thing, and it's not a pull. Because a hamstring right now would probably set him out for the season, to be honest. And that's not what you want to hear if you're a Forest into the stretch run, losing. Some would argue maybe Milenkovic has been better, but for whatever reason, he seems to be like the leader back there. Really definitely a fan favorite as well, kind of a cult hero amongst the Nottingham Forest fans. So just a big character for them to be missing in this stretch run if he does indeed have to miss some time. Eze definitely running into form at a good time because, Tuchel is making the rounds before he makes his selections for the summer. And Eze has definitely found his form, whether it's the FA Cup or even in the league of late. Definitely being way more productive, way more of a factor in the game over the 90 minutes, and nothing changed in that perspective today. So Crystal Palace got the draw 1-1. They would be fine with that. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, I am sure would much rather have won the game. Got all 3 points today to kind of keep them, afloat in this top 5 race. But they are basically treading water right now. Can't really get on any kind of roll. And as I said, it doesn't look as menacing, that counter attack, as it was, a month or two ago. But those are the 10 fixtures, people. Before I do the reveal of the picks for the week and reveal the donkey of the week as well, let me just show you guys the league table. Of course, the relegation pretty much sorted out. Ipswich did get a point up though, and in this week, Leicester got a little closer to them with that win. So, I guess for pride purposes, you can see who finished 18th and 19th to end the season. Then we move into West Ham. They're on 37 points now in 17th. Tottenham with 38 after their draw. Crazy that West Ham and Tottenham are literally one place apart. And then Man U is next in 15th after their loss. Everton got a draw, so that puts them up just above Man United on 14th. Wolves, even after that loss, still up there to 13th position. That's remarkable from where they've been coming from. Crystal Palace in 12th now after 3 draws on the bounce. Fulham, they lost, really put a little dent in that 8th spot, but not necessarily big time. Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton still within touching distance. Brighton with 52, Brentford 52. And then Bournemouth on 53 in 8th. So remember, I was telling you 8th could potentially be actually a Conference League place. So I think 8th might actually get you Europe. So we'll continue to watch that battle between Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, and Fulham. Aston Villa in 7th, still even after the win, on 60 points. Nottingham Forest with a draw gets to 61 points, one above Aston Villa. And then you look at the goal difference now, plus 21, Chelsea on 63 points, plus 21 as well, Newcastle on 63 points. But if you look at the goals scored, That's the next tiebreaker there, and that's 66 goals scored for Newcastle, 62 to Chelsea. So that's why Newcastle's in fourth and Chelsea in fifth. So as it stands, Chelsea would be getting that last Champions League spot, but they're still only 3 points and 2 points away from sixth and seventh. So they can't really, rely on these 3 wins on the bounce. They need to continue winning if they want to solidify the spot. Then Manchester City, 1 point above Newcastle and Chelsea. They are on 64 points now, just 3 behind Arsenal after their 4th win in a row, and Arsenal only able to win 1 of their last 5 in the Premier League. Right now, Arsenal, after that loss, still on 67 points with a plus 33 goal difference. Liverpool ran away with the league, 82 points, even after the loss, plus 46 goal difference for them. Arsenal now with their 4th loss of the Premier League season. Liverpool now up to 3. So that is pretty much the Premier League standings. Let's now move right into, as we flip over now to the... Did I grab the screenshots? No, I did not. So let's get the graphics on the board. And these, of course, are the standings and the donkey of the week for week 35, people. So thanks again to all those who took part in the picks. We have a great time trying to preview the games, tell you about the team news, the form, and then we put our brains to the test and try to predict these games. All you people that Just Bet is your best friend, and if you're in the States, Hard Rock or whatever you use, FanDuel, all these places. Sometimes the predictions, you should tune in. You might learn something, you never know. All right, people. So look, this right here is the standings for the week. Drum roll. The champion for the week, people, one and only Float Management with an 8-2 record for the 10 games. Very good picks this week by Float. He was able to get 2 games perfectly right. The 2 games Float got was the 2-1 Bournemouth win. What a bad mind individual, but it worked out for him this week. And 1-1 West Ham Tottenham were the 2 fixtures that he was able to predict perfectly. So Float Management, big up yourself. Foundation predictor from week 1 till now, and definitely put in the work to get a win this week. 8-2, clear victory. Good work by Float. Nitro was second, and then those were the only 2 with a winning record. Then you move into Mass Sports World. NDH, big up Cuz, 5-5. That's good for you. Red Skull as well was 5-5, but didn't have any games correct, so he was a little below those others. Then myself and BBK Sports both had 4-6 with 1 game correct. We both actually had the same game correct as well. 1-1 today with Crystal Palace and Forest. Bigs G 4-6, but no correct scores. And then Hot Chili, you are trying your best to get Donkey of the week, but you just missed it, 3-7. And that 1 correct score, Hot Chili, the 1-1 with West Ham and Tottenham, save your life, because you were on your way to becoming the donkey of the week until another foundation predictor. We hate to see it, people, but our good brethren, Pristine, ended up as the donkey of the week for week 35, people. 3-7 record. None of the games were able to be picked perfectly in terms of scoreline. He did predict Man City to win, Aston Villa to win, and Leicester to beat Southampton, but all the other 7 games he was unable to pick the right score. So we have to give a big dirty stinking hee-haw to Pristine. Still a big supporter of the channel, so a big up same way, Pristine. But hey, everybody is the donkey from time to time. Just so happened that this time it's you is the donkey, Pristine. So big up yourself same way, Pristine. And we don't know, say, redemption is not far away, because we'll be back this weekend to preview the next week and do our next set of predictions. So big up to all those again who participated. And big shout out again to Float Management Foundation supporter winning the trophy this week and Donkey of the Week gone to the pasture, good brethren as well, pristine. So big up to everybody who played. All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, man, that redirect they did wicked. Red Skull started out 2-1 Inter tomorrow. All right, people, that is really a good segue by Red Skull because I was literally about to pull up Inter Milan and Barcelona. That is the first semi-final that will take place tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 6th, which actually is today. Midnight has reached us. So yeah, this is the possible lineups, people. And I'm going to tell you if they are making sense. Yes, I think that the coach more than likely will hold on to this same lineup right here, so that he started the game with. I don't see any reason to change it. Well, there's a forced change. Arnautovic would start over Martinez, who is doubtful for the game. But let's see, if he is fit, I'm sure his presence alone they'll want him to start. But maybe they figure if he can give us 30, let's give him the last 30 instead of forcing him to play 45 to 60. And then, that last 15 minutes he ain't doing nothing for us. Maybe they bring him in second half. Maybe. But it's kind of sad. I hope that he's fit enough to start because he's a crucial element to what they do. And hopefully he's available. But you look at Barca side, they have some issues. I think Kunde is out. So they'll have to make do with another player at right back. This graphic is saying Eric Garcia, Taikuni in the building is your side. What do you predict as the right back solution? Do you think that Inigo will play left back with Pau and Raul in the center, or would you play Pau and Inigo in the center and play back Martin and the left back? How would you go about setting up the team, Tycoon? I think the front four, they have it spot on. I don't think I see anything different there. I think Pedri and Frankie play in the central as well. So I think the big discussion is, I don't see him going back to Ter Stegen, even though he's fit. I think Chesney has earned the right to keeping in this competition. But I think the back four is where all the questions are. I think Kubarsi starts for sure. But I think other than him and Martinez, because we don't really know where they would put Martinez, if it's going to be centre back or left back. Yeah, so those are really look like Pablo Torre doubtful, so maybe he might actually get a run out. But Balde and Kunde, they must say him out. Yeah, Balde is a miss though, for sure. Because I think Inigo better just playing central. We can do a job at left back, but I think him way more comfortable central. But yeah, for me, this game is gonna be great again. I don't see how it can't be. As I say, when I'm say styles make fights, and with these two teams having such different styles of play, something has to give. And I think that's why we saw so many goals in the first game. So let's see. Can Inter keep the pace with this high goal scoring team? Because they got 3 goals and they don't normally score that many goals, Inter, and they don't normally concede that many goals either. But it has been a symptom of the team of late. When you look at Inter's performances, right? I was looking at it. I think it wasn't today, but I think it was yesterday. I was looking at Inter's games because I was thinking to myself, because my friend had asked me, a coach friend of mine had asked me, out of all the teams in Europe, who do I think have the best defense? And I told him that for me, it's 2 teams. And this was like at the end of the Champions League group stage, I think. And I said, for me, I know I'm biased, but I think Arsenal and Inter are the 2 best defenses. The best defensive structures. Maybe not the best defensive players, but I think they have the best defensive structure. And, he agreed with me for the most part. I think he might have said that he thinks Inter is a little better, which I said I wouldn't be upset if someone said that. I mean, that's not crazy to think. But yeah, they have had the losses racked up of late. 3-0 to Milan, 1-0 to Roma and Bologna in the league. 2-2 with Bayern in the second leg. Then they had some wins before that. But giving up 2 to Monza, 1 to Feyenoord, 1 to Udinese, 1 to Milan, 2 to Parma. They've started to concede more goals of late. Before that it was a lot of 1-0s, 2-0s, 2-0s. They were keeping clean sheets like crazy. But they have got a little bit more leaky of late, and it's not a good time to start that because Barcelona are going to exploit every leak. So can they keep pace? Because I think Barca are going to score goals again. So do they have another 3 goals in them to win the game or what? I don't know. But me personally, people, I'm going to say tomorrow, I'm not going to change now, people. I'm not going to change. I said before the semi-final that the final is going to be Inter versus Arsenal. So let's see. I'm going to stick with it, people. I'm not going to change. I think Barcelona is an incredible side. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like Inter have a better balance in them team. And for as good as Barcelona's attack is, I don't think it is the difference of how good Inter's defense is compared to Barca's, if that makes sense. Like the gap between the offenses is not as big as the gap between the two defenses. And I think that gap will make the difference. Yeah. So I'm go with Inter, people. I think it's gonna be, I want to say like 2-2, and then Inter either win on penalties or they nick a goal in extra time. Yeah, but I could see the game drawing again, and then extra time play, and then penalties, and Inter to upset them in the penalties. Amarim looks great already. Manu is such stress. Bino Gittins or Nico Williams. There's an argument to be had for Bino for the athleticism and like the league maybe being better for him. But Nico Williams, Wasito, jeez. I'd have to say Nico of those two. Even though I like Bino Gittins though. I think he's good. All right, so let's go to Paris Saint-Germain. Coming off a loss at the weekend, but a fully changed squad just about. I forget to put it on the screen. Sorry, people. My bad. All right, so the PSG Arsenal game. So let's see what SofaScore deems the most. Oh, so they don't give you a possible lineup as yet. So I'm probably waiting for some more team news. But yeah, this one should be interesting. As a matter of fact, I ain't predicting this yet. I already have a watch along ready to go for that day. So let me do this, people. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. Hold on, before I do that. Before I do that, let me... Where's a 3-1 Arsenal skull? All right. God, I got save with skull. God. All right, let me see. What am I doing? Yeah, so Arsenal PSG, people. That's it tomorrow, but tomorrow technically. But yeah, I will be here for live watch along for the second leg. So I will hold my predictions until then. Now, people, I can't believe it's the first time I feel shame for the whole FPL season is this week. This time of year, they have a cup competition if you're in a league. And last week I did beat one of the moderator upon the show upon the channel, Juras. I all about him and I said, brother, I'm gonna look on that in years. I'm gonna look on that forever. I haven't changed my team. So I never feel so good about the win, you know. But this week now, I never even know how I was playing. I just did look while the game was going. And I look and I said, damn, Cranky. So I can't let Cranky beat me, you know, man. Cause Cranky not do no show in forever, but Cranky might all do a show tomorrow. Just to tell people, you know, people, I haven't looked at my team in ages, you know, and I still beat Jason Gooner team who look at it every day. Right? So people, if you want to see Cranky run out, it's an ulterior motive in my beer. I just want to tell him about the FPL victory. But it's alright, I'm going to steal him joy because I'm going to tell people about it myself. But before I do that, look at these people. I just dropped the link to the show on Wednesday. Just drop some like on it forward and forward right back. Because right now, what I'm going to do is show you guys how it really go this week in the fantasy for me. It was not a good week, people, I swear. All right, so leagues and cups. So in every cup I lose this week after winning last week. Cranky killing me, people. This is crazy. This man, I guarantee you, this man don't look on him team in months. So around a 16 of the cup, people, I'm gonna get knocked out 29. That's probably my worst week in I don't know how long. So yeah, it was not a good look this week, people. 29 points. Literally, Rayan Saliba did nothing. 8 Nori Munoz, nothing. Salah was my captain, nothing. Barnes, Rogers, Saka, nothing. Isak alone. Some shadows captain Isak and done. Marmoush and Cunha, nothing. Murillo on my bench, 10 dirty stinking point. Just a relax. So yeah, it was not a good look, people. Not a good look. I ended up losing to Cranky. And as I said, I don't think Cranky look at this team since the draft. Neto and Palmer probably been in the team from the start. Eze as well. Isak, Watkins, you know. All the players going into the season that look like they might do something. Some of them hasn't really turned out, but this week, most of them do something. And yeah, Virgil got a goal. No clean sheet, but him score. Ederson in him goal, you know. So this man just don't pick a team from the season start and get away. And hey, at the end of the day, the man beat me, bro. So what are you going to do? And then, not only that, of course, me get 29 points. So people must pass me. So Demo, for weeks I've been keeping Demo. Back off, Demo. Finally, now the one drop at 71 and just kill me. And gone left me. Only 3 points, but still. So I've been third for the longest, and now I dropped down to fourth, people. So still in the Champions League places. So I'm not going to kill out myself, you know? Then the fantasy draft is where me I mash up people. Only 36 in this one this week, but I still have a huge lead. So I'm gonna win. Think what I get. I think it's a cash prize for this one. So yeah, I have some cash coming my way, which is nice. And then yeah, De Bruyne are really the only one step up for me. Evan Nielsen too. So the Bournemouth boys, you know, normally I would bench people against Arsenal, but you know, I always knew in the back of my mind foolishness can go on, so we get 10 points out of them. That was good. So yeah, 36. So I make the point them stretch somehow. Now Pickpocket FC did the same exact thing, 36. I think I have Diaz in this one, Evan Nielsen and Semenyo, Nico Williams with an assist. So somehow I got to 36 in both of these leagues. But I'm, you know, in a very good position in both of them. So I should close out those barring any kind of madness going on. So yeah, all in all, it was not a good fantasy week, especially in the FPL, the original one. You know, really feel like an embarrassment losing to Cranky in the cup. But hey, So it goes sometime. It's cup football, it's cup football. So cup football stays sometime. Yes, people. So yeah, before I run out of the building, people, let me get something else back up on the screen. As I said, we will have some content on Wednesday with the Champions League semi-final second leg. Definitely this week we'll have some Reggae Boys content as well. Remember as well the getting a little closer to the Reggae Girls as well. They have the game on June 3rd with the United States. So anxiously awaiting the players and tracking what they've been up to towards the end of their seasons in Europe. So that there's definitely time for one of those episodes as well coming up. But definitely excited about the prospects of learning the provisional squad for the Gold Cup in, I would say, about 10 days or so time, based on the time frame given for the regulations for the Gold Cup. So that should be something that we can discuss and talk about. So leading into that, we want to just, stay aware with what the players were up to. Some players in the lower leagues would have ended their season. So we want to talk about that. And of course, going into the JPL playoffs, which start basically this weekend. We want to try to preview those matchups as well at some point. So a lot to be discussed and spoken about. We have Unity Cup coming up as well as we get closer and we, realize what leagues would have been finished and what have you. We can really see what kind of pool we can draw from. A lot of the running narrative was that it's going to be a local heavy team that we use at the Unity Cup. I don't see why the need for that would be, but I'm sure we'll get more clarity as we get closer to it. But I think it's definitely an opportunity to give some players, located in that area of the world, a chance to be seen and to represent. Denver get a whole heap of chance a while ago and couldn't score, brother. Down one. Shea Gill just going to the line now. Wow. Big defensive play that Westbrook open three miss. And then a big time block shot by Williams. SGA switch up by 2. Yeah, people, if you don't have any questions to ask about anything, Champions League related, English League, anything, drop it now, people. About to sign off, just watching the end of this basketball game. 117, 114. Denver take a timeout, so I've got to drop a play for a 3-pointer now. If you're a coach in basketball and you win by 3, do you just automatically foul? Or you kind of just let it play out? I feel like when it's like 13, 14 seconds, it's too early to do that. But maybe if it's like 2 seconds left, I'd probably do it. Just have to make sure I don't catch it with the ability to go up and shoot, so you don't get called for a shooting foul, which is the risk that you take, really. Alali win the Champions League. Ivan Toney get a big trophy. Roberto Firmino. Man say all glory to God. All right, here's the inbound play now. So why Westbrook on the court? Oh, them fall right away. I'm not even give them the chance to shoot. Let me see. What's the call? So it's not a shooting foul? Did he want to foul him? I'm confused. Jokic made the first, but it's not a shooting foul, so there's 2 shots. And then bring in every tall person for the rebound now. But I'm not miss. Oh, Denver don't have no timeout leave, so them can't advance the ball. Denver down 1. Yo, NF basketball game take about 30 minutes, you know, man. Trust me. Yeah, congrats to Al Ali winning Champions League Elite Final. Ivan Toney, Mahrez, Firmino, Galeno, Ibanez, Edward Mendy, Demiral, and build quite a team over there. Alioski, Frank Kessier, Gabriel Vega. Rotted. Enough ball of them by, you know, man. Anyway, the man them win up the Champions League, beating the likes of Al Nasser and they beat Al Hilal in the semi-final, even though they didn't play Al Nasser. They beat Al Hilal in the semi-final. Yeah, they had a good run getting there. And, in the Pro League, they are a bit off the pace. Probably not so happy with their league placing right now. But with a win in their next match, they could potentially jump all the way to third if results go their way. But yeah, it looks like the title is a bit removed. Al Ittihad looking good to close out the year. I mean, they still have 5 more games to play, so they have a 6-point lead on Al Hilal right now. But yeah, they're looking strong going into the final stretch. Benzema doing his thing, along with Kante and others for that team. So Saudi Pro League coming to a close very soon. And yeah, Al Ittihad looking like they're going to take it home. Here's the inbound now for OKC. Denver will have to foul right away. Easy inbound, and Gill just all the way to the basket. Simple. I think they're going to foul whoever catches the ball here. They're not going to let them dribble down and take a 3. So, and Jokic is not even in the game. And they go to Gordon and they foul Gordon right away. That's terrible. Gordon, not a horrible free throw shooter, but don't know why Jamal Murray didn't get open to get the ball. Denver coach. And look away, star. Okay, God made the first one. It's a 2-point game. The problem is Denver don't have no timeout, so them can't advance the ball. So them just going to foul every time. I make them never shoot a 3. Am I going to miss this on purpose? No. Another timeout again. Denver down by 1 again. Eh? P? What you talk about, Gigs? When the playoffs start? League 1. Charlton play on the 11th. So that's Sunday. I think the other one is the day before that. When Coventry game is. I think for them one start even before that, Coventry play on the 9th. So that's Friday. Nice. Coventry Sunderland. So they host the first game and then away upon the second game. From where they are Jokic are coaching them, man. Where is it? Saudi Pro League? Yeah. I mean, look like Steffi, Steffi need a lot of funds, for live her life, so you might have to do that, yes. The man I get some serious troll for the clipping we come out with day when she talk about how long them together, and the man say that's a long time. Every commenter say, yo, blink twice if you need help. Some get out comment. Yeah, man, you're good gigs, man. But just to try to figure out what you say. Yeah, this game done, man, because if OKC don't miss a free throw, the game done. Ooh, Holmgren miss one, people, so then can't do the fouling foolishness again. Them can't do the fouling foolishness again. All right, now they must play defense now. Miss the next one now. Watcha? They missed the two of them. 7 seconds. Westbrook. Garden for 3. Makes it. Yo. No timeouts. 2, 1. The man fling it up from other side. Off the glass. Denver thief the game, yo. Yo, Knicks and Denver go away from home and win game 1, people. Against the massive favorites, too. Even though I never think OKC is no massive favorite because Jokic, yeah. And this is a championship team. People forget. This team know for winning. Big shot by Garden, though. Big shot, though. Big shot, guy. Even though it was open, me have to make it. And they never panic. They never have no time out. They must dribble down, find the space, get a good shot. Watch that again. Brown up to Westbrook. Westbrook just attack, kick, and the man never hesitate. He must put it up and then drop it. Big win. Yo, the road team them do a thing tonight, people, in the playoffs. But big up, people. I'm going about my business. It's like a bonus NBA action at the end. But we got through everything we wanted to talk about. EPL Week 35 review show, prediction champ, donkey of the week, top 5 race, Champions League second leg. So far, we predicted the first. I said it's gonna go to extra time. Tycoon, you're gonna hate my prediction, but I'm not going to change because I'm true to myself. I said Inter Arsenal before, I'm not change now. Barcelona, if you make it, my overs as well because you're a big side. I just think Inter have a little more balance. Them think a little more balance. I know balance is a word in a football I'm rate. So that's why I've chosen Inter. But I love Barcelona too. If they win, I wouldn't be surprised. But for my prediction, I'm saying Inter. I think it's going to be a long day. Might drag out extra time, blah blah blah. I wouldn't be totally shocked if you go penalties either. So let's see. Don't think he should go for football reasons. Yes, that is true. That is true. I haven't really seen. I mean, some people go and it looks like they enjoy the football and thing, but it seems like maybe the level it doesn't quite stay the same, maybe, And then if he goes to the Saudi League, he would have to be one of the biggest teams because if he go to a place there where him is the man and him play every game, Bailey style already. Bailey need competition. So if him need to go Al Hilal or Al Nassr or one of the biggest club them have a lot of ballers already. So him can work feet. But anyway, people, them time there, I talk about ball till tomorrow morning, but you don't know, body will shut down eventually. So we're gonna get some rest, people. Tomorrow is the next day. I don't really know if I'm gonna run out with any content tomorrow, to be honest. It just depends on how the day go. I know Julie have training in the evening, and maybe if I do a next late night show, maybe you see me. But for sure, as I'm saying in the comment section, you see it down there. Just click on that link. That is the live watch along for Wednesday game. Yeah, man. Anybody who there tonight, just turn up again, man. We'll have some fun. As I say, it can either be a watch along if it go good for Arsenal, or for all I want we want to troll. It can be the perfect opportunity to be at the hate along and troll me in real time. Yeah, man. So tomorrow we'll link. If anything, yeah, I'm not go there for be able to stream, but I love to stream the Barca game too. I'm not go there. That's why I'm not do it. That's why I never do the game last week with Arsenal. Because I'm never there. So yeah, this week I'm lucky enough where so I'm gonna have some time Wednesday for do the game. So me there for watch my side in the second leg. And tomorrow night, yeah, we'll see how the night turn out. Maybe we'll run out and do a little preview for the Wednesday and talk about the Barca game. Cause I'm sure only per incident or go another game. I not see how that game can be bad based on how the first leg play. So I'm looking forward to watching that game, even though I really not have no, I don't care who win, honestly. I guess from a prediction sake, I want Inter win, but I don't think I'm going to watch the game and a root for Inter type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up on yourself, people. Thanks for tuning in. All those who stuck around for the entirety of the show, on the real G, and everybody will pass through. Big up on yourself as well. Hopefully, everybody tapped up the like button when them forward. And people, go and share around the show, man. I really deal with my thing maybe a little different. Maybe I could market myself more and do more things, but people, honestly, I just do this because I love football. I'm like to talk about football amongst people where I like-minded and love football too. So let's grow the thing so to where it's just like I fight the comment section and can't get through and too much people. And yeah, man, you can't get there, people, because I know for a fact the people that are forward, I see them a return. So if we can grow them people there and grow them people there and grow them people there, before you know it, the thing turn up and it's loud. But big up, people, we're going to get there. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep doing what we do. And you know you'll get the quality. So keep on telling the people. Some people in the comment section are some real defender of the Jason Gooner thing, Man like Tycoon, man like Red Skull, man like DJ Gigs, man like Pristine, man like Chili, man like Red Skull. Them man they Sherman, them man didn't make people know. Yeah, man, Jason Gooner is the place, bro. Jason Gooner is the place. So you want to talk ball on a level and break down the thing. Yeah, man, I decide them, man. So that is what we're going to known for. That is what we are known for, and it now going to change, people. So big up on yourself. Thanks so much for the support. And as we do on the end of every program on the show, any program, and this will say, I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until next time, people, you know the thing set. Come on, you Gooners.